All right, let's talk clutches. Driving a manual is, let's be honest, one of the coolest things you can do behind the wheel. It's so rewarding. But that third pedal can feel like a total enigma sometimes, right? Well, today we're going to pull back the curtain, demystify the whole thing, and turn any bit of hesitation you might have into pure, smooth confidence. Oh, yeah, we've all been there. I mean, who hasn't felt that shot of panic? You're on a steep hill, you feel the car start to roll back. Or you're first in line at a busy intersection, the light turns green, and crickets. The engine just stalls. It is the universal gut-wrenching stress test for anyone who drives a stick. So, the big question is, how do we get from those stomach-in-your-throat moments to just smooth, effortless driving? Well, the secret is really, truly understanding what that third pedal is doing. And in this explainer, we're not just going to break down how to drive smoother, but also how to make your clutch last a whole lot longer. See, to really get good at this, you first have to understand what's actually happening under your foot. It's less about just operating a machine and more about, well, a partnership. So let's start with the absolute foundation, the mechanics of the clutch itself. Here's the best way to picture it. Your engine is always spinning, it's always got power ready to go. Your wheels, on the other hand, are just waiting for that power. The clutch? It's the middleman. It's like this elegant mechanical handshake that can smoothly connect the engine to the wheels or disconnect them. It's this controlled connection that makes everything else work. So how does that handshake actually happen? Well, it's kind of like a small mechanical orchestra in there, all working in perfect sync. You've got the flywheel, which is bolted to the always spinning engine. You've got the clutch disc in the middle and a pressure plate that clamps it all together. And your foot on the pedal? That's just you controlling a little lever and bearing that manages the whole show. Okay, this right here is the absolute key concept to get. It's a little counterintuitive. When your foot is off the pedal, the clutch is actually on. It's engaged. A super powerful spring is clamping everything together, sending all that engine power to the wheels. When you push the pedal down, you're actually fighting against that spring to break the connection. You're interrupting the power flow, and that gives you that perfect little window to shift gears. Right? So enough with the theory. Let's put this into practice. Now we're going to get into the actual, tangible habits that will take your driving from jerky and uncertain to just buttery smooth, the kind of stuff that makes it feel like second nature. This is it. This is the big one. Almost every single jerky start or stall happens for one reason. The clutch pedal comes up too fast. The real secret is this delicate balance, this little dance between your feet. It's a slow, gradual release of the clutch as you gently, and I mean gently, press the accelerator. That smooth coordination is what keeps the engine from just giving up. Now, let's talk about a really bad habit we need to break, riding the clutch. So many people do this without even thinking about it. They just kind of rest their foot on the pedal while they're cruising, but even the tiniest bit of pressure keeps that clutch from fully engaging. This creates this constant low-level friction and heat, and it is literally the silent killer of clutches. It just burns it away over time. So here's the rule, and it's simple, it's absolute, it's non-negotiable. Think of your clutch pedal like a light switch. It is either on or it is off. Your foot is either pressing that pedal all the way to the floor to make a shift, or it's on the floor, on the dead pedal, completely off to the side. There is no in-between, period. Ah, yes, the dreaded hill start. Now, you can try to do it the hard way, holding the car by balancing the clutch and gas, which, by the way, just burns up your clutch. Or you can do it the smart way. Use your handbrake. Pull it up to hold the car steady. When you're ready to go, just slowly bring the clutch up to the bite point. You'll feel the car just start to grab. Then add a little gas as you release the brake. It is a perfect, stress-free, and clutch-saving start every single time. All right, ready for a few rapid-fire pro habits? Here we go. If you're stuck at a long red light, shift into neutral. Just do it. This gives the release bearing a break. It's a little part that wears out from being under constant pressure. Also, remember, brakes are for braking. Don't use your clutch to slow the car down. Find your engine's sweet spot, usually around 2,000 to 3,000 RPM, for the smoothest shifts. And finally, be nice to your car when it's cold. All those metal parts need a little time to warm up. Okay, so even with the best technique in the world, parts do eventually wear out. It's just a fact of life. That's why the next level of skill is learning to actually listen to your car. Spotting trouble early can save you a ton of cash and, more importantly, keep you from getting stranded on the side of the road. Your car is always talking to you through little feelings, sounds, and even smells. Learning its language is such a critical skill. The most obvious red flag, a distinct burning smell, almost like burnt toast or burning paper. That's a huge sign the clutch is slipping badly and overheating. It's basically screaming for help. So the two most common ways a clutch fails are basically complete opposites. First, you have slipping. This is when the clutch can't fully engage. The handshake is just too weak. You'll hit the gas, the engine revs up, but the car doesn't really go any faster. The other is dragging. This is when the clutch won't fully disengage. The handshake won't let go, and you get that awful grinding sound when you try to change gears. So one can't hold on, and the other can't let go.
Beyond those two big ones, there are other things to watch out for. If your pedal feels weirdly soft or spongy, you might have a problem with the hydraulics. Hear squealing noise when you push the pedal in? That's the classic sign of a worn-out release bearing. And if you feel a weird vibration or a shudder through the pedal as you're letting it out, yeah, you could be dealing with a warped flywheel.
All right, let's bring this all home. How does all this come together? Let's talk about the big picture, the real payoff for mastering these skills. Making that clutch last as long as humanly possible. So a typical clutch can last anywhere from 50,000 miles to well over 100,000 miles. Now stop and think about that. That is a massive, massive difference. So what makes up for that huge gap? And here it is. This is the big takeaway. That massive range, that's you. It's your driving habits. You are the single biggest factor in determining whether your clutch dies an early death or lives a long, happy life. How you handle traffic, how you start on hills, how you shift, it all adds up. When you boil everything down, it really just comes to this. The enemy of your clutch is always unnecessary friction and heat. That's it. Every single good habit we've covered today, from not riding the pedal to using your handbrake, is designed to do one thing: minimize that wear and tear. It's all about keeping things cool and letting the clutch do its job without extra stress. In the end, driving a manual really isn't just about operating a machine, is it? It's about the feel, the sound, that perfect sense of connection to the road. So that perfect buttery smooth shift that we're all chasing, is that just good mechanics? Or is there maybe just a little bit of art to it too? Something to think about.
Please like, subscribe, and get notified.